House and Senate leadership say an agreement is near on a state budget for the next fiscal year. One of the fiscal issues still to be resolved is the severance tax on horizontal drilling. A long-standing incentive has reduced the tax from 7% to 1% for the first 48 months of drilling. That incentive is due to expire next year, and some industry leaders are pushing the legislature to extend that incentive at 2%. Legislative leaders discussed the horizontal drilling tax with Dick Pryor on this week's Oklahoma Forum program.
Early in the session, Governor Fallin suggested that she might be interested in talking about 4 or 5%. Why 2%?
Great question.
We're talking about capital investment. So you take that rate from 1% to 3 or 4%, then if we're talking about a couple $100 million, then yes, the state would see more money up front, but that's money for the state to spend. That's less money for the industry to go out and, when they drill wells, look at the return on that investment. And they're getting 3 or 4 to 1 on their money, so we're taking that away. Well, by the time you get to the second, third year, that's a substantial amount of capital that we're taking away from the industry that they could be out there drilling wells, increasing the production. And that's where our bonus is, on the end of increasing the production of Oklahoma.
My caucus has been a little confused by it all because, we've been confused by some of Governor Fallin's position. She was for Common Core, then she's against it. She was for 4 or 5%, now she's apparently for 2 on gross production tax. When she originally came out with her position, the idea behind it was, even though we may have, in just straight dollars, more money than we've ever had, we're actually about $500 million below where we were 5 years ago when adjusted for inflation. So while you may take in a few more dollars today, the buying power of those dollars are much weaker. So what Fallin said was, we need to look at 3, 4, 5%, because she wanted to bring in an additional $200, $300, $400 million, I think, to pay for core functions of government. That was her position. Our position was just to kind of sit back and watch it all happen, see what they're going to come up with, and we're still there. But we're sort of surprised that she's gone from a position of, we need the additional revenue to fund core functions of government, to now essentially potentially signing off on a plan that would be neutral in terms of revenue, because when you bring down the vertical wells to 2% from 7%, you may end up basically bringing in no new money for core functions of government. And so I'm not sure where Fallin is on it and why she's flip-flopped on that particular position.